Trujillo, and this is my final presentation of object-oriented programming. The first topic is the difference between a static class variable and a class non-static instance variable. The static modifier implies that something is defined in the general context, no, not in a context of an object. Without this modifier, variables, classes, or fields always exist in the context of an instance of a particular object. That means that the fields defined static are global variables, and the methods defined static are global functions. In our program, we have the several static variables. In this case, I have max row and max call equals 5, and these are the static variables because we can't use that. Uh, we can use them in another class, and we can call them. But in the another variables, we just use that in the same class, and not we can call them in another class, um, but we can call them if we use the instance and we create an object to call them. um, this is a static method. uh, I called them I, I called cellland, and we refer this method in um, uh, several uh, types of our program, because we use this method in several uh, places in our program. Sorry. And the public void displayed animal list. This is a non-static method, and we just use that in into the class in the list class view. The next topic is when do you use an array versus an array list versus an enum. Uh, an array we use when the length of the list is fixed, and you may want to dynamically change the items in the list. All the items in the list must be of the same data type. And when the number items in the list are fixed, and the items in the list will be constant and not change. All of the items in the list must be of the same data type. And array list we use when you need to add or remove object for the list, or the objects in the list need to be of different data types. In our program, uh, we built this array list because we have two different data types. In this case, we have the uh, an a string, hammer, and then an integer. This is a number. This is a number, and for this reason, we built this array we with this array list. And in the next, we call the array uh, because we create for instance, um, about the animal size, and we print the animal list in our program. The next the next the next topic is how to use a basic for statement. The for statement is most often used to repeat a block a fixed number of times. Use this when you know how many times to repeat block before the repetition starts. I chose the this for because I like how to create the river in the map, and we can see that the 4 is here, and I create the integer I equals 0, and I must be less than the max row. Remember that we create this max row to 5, and uh, we increase I by 1, and then we stored this location in the map class in the set location uh, with E. That's mean that is the 0 to 4, and the 4 column in the location. Okay, and the next type is how to throw, propagate, and catch custom runtime error in your program. If an exception is not handled by the program will terminate abnormally. However, we can write a special code in the program called an exception handler to try and resolve the problem. The basic thing is if I don't handle my exceptions or my error, um, the program is broken. Okay. In this case, I run the program, and I put the a negative value in this camp, and I have the exception. This said, I am sorry, master, I cannot do this. A negative value is input. Um, I get this because in the Python view, in this method, I built the system that works. First, I uh, calculate the land cost. This is another program that runs when this method is called. Uh, After I have the string that put the price of the land, I create the integer across to byte, and then I have undo action, and I print the how many acres the land um, the end user put, and across to byte is a keyboard next int, and the end user put the value that the, the the player prefer, and then I try to call the method in the crop control by land. Yes, and if the value is not a valid value, I have the crop exception here, and this string show the end user. I am sorry, master, I can't do this. Okay, in the crop control, this is the method. Okay, I have the if statements, and if across by is less to 0, okay, I have throw the new crop exception, and the value is negative. In this way, the crop session works in our program. Okay, the next topic is when and why a character stream class should be used versus a byte stream class to read and write data to a file. Java initially only supports byte file streams. A byte file stream reads and writes binary data 1 byte at a time in sequential order. This is the most important part. Byte file streams must be used to read and write binary data. They might also be used to read and write character data stored in ASCII format. ASCII maps each character to a single byte of integer number in memory. ASCII only supports Western-based languages, English, French, German, Spanish, etc. 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 Java now use the Unicode as the default format for storing character data. Unicode supports all languages. This is another difference. Not use Western languages. Each Unicode character uses 2 bytes of a memory. This is the two most important difference about byte stream uh, and character stream. Okay. Uh, the next field topic is how to write character data to external file. And in this case, the save game, I have a string value. I print this string, enter the name to save your game, and this is stored in the game control. Set save game value. That this is the method that I called. Okay, in the this method, I tried the file up to the stream, and I create a new object. Okay, and then I put the object up to the stream, and I create the new object. Okay, and then I stored this with an instant. This method that have the object of string uh, that is called write object in the game. Okay, I have the exception also in this case. Okay, and then I have to demonstrate my program works. I run my program. I have a start new game. I put the number 1. Okay, I put my name, Daniel. Okay, and then I have this message. Welcome, Daniel. Have a for playing. I can view or print list. For example, I print the list of animals. One, and this works. Okay, chickens, dogs, sheep, oxen, and I can save that also. Uh, 5. I can okay, and I enter the name of the file. Okay, and or uh, all the program works, and I go to save the game for. Um, this is the number, Daniel, and this is the game is saved. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed